Have you ever, for one day, like you wake up on a certain day, you do not have anything to cook at home? You are supposed to go to market to get what you are going to cook, but because you are so lazy, you have to settle for what you have at home. So that's what's happening to me here today. So come get ready with me as we prepare this coconut jollof rice. So now this egg you are seeing here, I put the water on the fire and on the hot plate and went downstairs to go and get this egg. And before I could come back, the water is already boiling and I don't have to throw the egg into it and the hot water get to splash in my hand. So this is the leftover stew I'm going to be using to prepare this recipe. My hand was really hurting at this place, so I have to go and get cold water and soak my hand into it so that I can relieve myself of the pain. So when I was throwing the egg in, one of the eggs cracked, and the other ones too almost have a crack, but not as bad as the first one. So yeah, we are going to be preparing coconut rice. I wanted to prepare jollof rice, right, with this stew, with the leftover stew I have at home. But being that I have a coconut at home and there is no protein, I just wanted to spice it up so that I'll be able to eat it. I've already sliced my onions. This is me parboiling my rice with the egg in it. I don't think, please don't be like me. Don't do what I did. Don't boil your egg the way I did mine. So at this point, I set the sieve on the sink, washed the rice thoroughly, set the rice aside. And the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to also soak the egg in cold water. I heard that when you soak your egg in cold water, it gets to, the deshelling process will not be that difficult. It will be very, very smooth and swift. So that's why I soaked it in cold water. Then I have to unplug this hot plate so that I can plug in my MasterChef blender so that we can start blending the coconut and extract the juice. So tell me, what story were you told about coconuts growing up? Me, I was told that you should not drink coconut water because it causes your brain to be dull, make you not to be smart, make you not to be intelligent. But I'm about to defy all odds today and I'm going to drink the coconut water. Let's see if my brain becomes dull, as they say. So at this point, I've finished breaking the coconuts, and I have taken the water and put it in that cup because I wanted to eat it. So when I was deshelling it, I had a lot of cuts in my little finger, so it was so hurtful. I have set up my blender at this point and poured in my coconut. Honestly, if not for self-discipline, if not for self-control, I would have finished this coconut before blending it because the coconut tastes so nice. And I was like, had it been I knew, I wouldn't have even deshelled it, but I just felt like if I leave it there for a very long time, it might actually spoil. And I'm not the kind of person that really like cooking like that. Just that content has to push me into doing cooking most of the time. So yeah, I just have to make use of the coconuts now that I'm cooking because I don't know when next I will have to do this kind of cooking. So immediately I cover up the container. Oh no, I did not cover. I still have to take a lot out of it that I'm still going to eat, despite the fact that I've eaten a whole lot of it. So I still took some aside. Sorry, I took some aside that I'm going to eat. Then I started doing the blending. And seriously, just like I said in one of my previous video, blender has a way of making you, when you have all these kitchen appliances that make your work easy, you just tend to do things that you don't want to do on a normal day. On a normal day, that coconut would have sit so pretty in my house, it would have spoiled. But when I remember that I have this MasterChef blender, I was like, wow, come to the rescue, please. And I have to use it to blend it smoothly. And I'm supposed to use my juicer to get the juice out of it, but no, I couldn't do that because I was too lazy to install it install the juicer, so I have to use my cheese cloves and do that. So this is the water I got from the coconut, and it's so creamy, so beautiful, so I just love the way it's looking though. So that's what the water I'm going to be using to prepare this rice. And honestly, I'm not going to add any other water. I'm just going to add the coconut water. And the chaff, as you can see, is very dried. Very dried. So I placed the pot I'm going to be using to cook the rice on fire, and on the hot plate. The way I say fire, it sounds as though I'm using firewood to cook. So I place it on the hot plate and allow the pot to dry so that I can put a little groundnut oil. Ordinarily, I'm not supposed to fry the stew, the leftover stew anymore, because come on, I've cooked everything I need to cook about on it. So I should have just poured the coconut oil into it, but I don't know what I was doing at this point. Mind you, I'm just trying to put one or two together so that this rice will come out well. I do not have any protein. I don't have energy to go to market. I was just so tired. So I am trying to economize whatever I find at home and use it to prepare this rice. So now I put groundnut oil on the fire, on the hot plate, and I scrape the stew out. I was just putting it just for to fulfill your righteousness, nothing more serious. I'm not supposed to fry it. But at this point, I didn't even know what I was doing. I just felt like, well, how do I start? How do I start cooking it? Well, I just decided to use the proper method of, frying tomatoes and all that. That was what I did here. I didn't even fry it for a very long time, and I have to take my onions, threw my onions into it. The stew is already, spiced and everything. It tastes great and all that. But because of the quantity of rice I'm going to be cooking, I'll still have to spice it up a little, right? So I allow it to fry a little, not really that much. I didn't fry it up to like 3 minutes, and I just carried my onions and threw it inside it. So it's at this point that I realized that my onions, half bulb of my onions was unsliced. So I have to set it aside so that I can slice it later. I didn't really throw in the onions because I want it to cook or not. I just want to put it in there and quickly pour the coconut water, coconut juice. So now, because this coconut juice, after getting it out of squeezing it from the shafts, I allow it to set. You discover that there is still some stuff, black or dark stuff that settle, some dirt, let me call it dirt, that is settle under the water. So you don't just carry your container or whatever you use to extract the coconut juice and pour everything together. You just have to be very careful to make sure that those stuff that settle under it, so those dirt, those black stuff that settles under it, you didn't pour it into your pot. So at this point, I've added my black pepper. Just like I said, I did not go to market. I didn't have enough. I didn't have fresh pepper at home, so I'm using black pepper. I added my salt, and I'm not going to be spicing the food that much, because just like I said, the stew has been spiced. So I added my seasoning cube, and then I stir, and I cover up, allow it to come to a boil before I will now start pouring in my rice. But there is something I notice about this hot plate. That's why sometimes, even though there is light, I will still leave it and go and use my gas cooker to cook, because you see the way it's boiling, it will be boiling one-sided, and it's really not encouraging. I don't like when I'm cooking, one side of the pot will be boiling and the rest will not be boiling. I really don't like that idea. So that was what this hot plate, that was the vibe the hot plate was giving to me. I almost pulled out my gas cylinder so that I would start cooking with the gas, but on the second thought, I was just like, let me just continue with it, since I've already started with it though. So I stirred the rice and gave it a good stir, and I covered it up to allow it to come to a boil. So while I was waiting for it to boil, I have to deshell this egg. It took the grace of God for me not to eat two of it, to finish the two of it. I don't know why I'm this. I don't know whether should I say I don't have self-control or something that if you are frying plantain, you want to eat almost half of it before you'll be done frying it. Anything you want to do, same thing with the coconut and now the egg. So at this point, I threw the egg into the pot, and when I was about to cover the pot, the cover sliding into it, but it's still cool, it's still okay. I picked it up immediately and covered it and allow the rice to boil and dry up to this extent. And guys, this is what we have. Our jollof rice, should I call it jollof rice or jollof coconut rice, is ready, and I'm zooming in for you guys to see. Bye guys.